Testing audio. Testing audio. All right, welcome. This is the 21st of October, 2023. We are at All-Star Lanes and Casino in Silverdale, Washington. We are here for the KSBO Open Under Doubles. The sponsors of today's event is Coldwell Banker Bain, Jeff Hellmans, and Great Floors of Silverdale. We are in our championship match. This is the first match. We have our number 5 seed team of Rebecca Gratzer and Austin Gratzer going against your number 4 seed team of Evan Smith and Keith Beck. I'll give you some statistics here a little bit. Our bowlers are finishing up their warm-up tosses, and in just a second, we will start with our first match. I would appreciate all the drinks off the center table. Because I focus in on the pins for the sponsors. Thank you. It's a little dark. Oh well, it is what it is. The lights are on. I wish they would not have painted the ceiling black. Yeah. All right, we welcome those of you that are logging in on Facebook Live. This is the Kitsap Scratch Bowlers organization. We are at All-Star Lanes and Casino in Silverdale, Washington. We are here for the Open Under Doubles. And this is our first match of the finals. All right, Evan Smith, Keith Beck, you guys have lane choice. 34. You're going to start, so you're the leadoff bowler, so you'll bowl all your frames on 34. Keith will bowl all his frames on 33. Austin. She your leadoff bowler? Yeah. She will bowl all her frames on 33. You'll bowl all yours on 34. Yeah, so you're starting on 33. All right, we're good to go. All right, please place 33 and 34 in scoring. All right, our bowlers have finished their warm-up tosses. All right, this is our first match of the Open Under Doubles finals. We got number 5 seed Rebecca Gratzer and Austin Gratzer facing off against number 4 seed Evan Smith and Keith Beck. The number 4 seed having the choice of starting lane. They want the Gratzers to start first, so Rebecca will bowl on 33. And we start her off with a solid 7-pin. So this is a Baker format. So the leadoff bowler will bowl all the odd frames, and then the anchor bowler will bowl all the even frames. So Rebecca will bowl frames 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9 on lane 33. And then Austin, as her teammate, will bowl 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10 on lane 34. And she covers her spare. And now we have Evan Smith coming up, the team of Smith and Beck. And same thing, so Evan will bowl all the odd frames on lane 34, and Keith will bowl all the even frames on 33. And Evan starts off with a strike. And Keith throws the ball, leaves the 3, 6, 10.
How you doing? One more.
Just checking to make sure my audio is good. All right, Keith to go for his spare. Oh, and floats right past the 3-pin, leaving them an open in the second frame. So being a Baker format, this game goes pretty quick, and the tide can change just as quick, or just as quickly. So here we have Austin coming up on lane 34. So at the beginning of the tournament, the first 3 games were all individual games. And there goes Austin, and nice high flush strike. So the first 3 games were individual games, so each bowler of the team got to bowl a full game, and they added the scores to determine where they were at. Then the next 4 games of qualifying were Baker. And then we made a cut into the semifinals. We took 8 into the semifinals. We had, how many teams do we have? 20? We had 20 teams. We took 8 to the semifinals. We always do a 1 and 3. So obviously we reached into the bag a little bit to be able to afford that last 8th spot, because we always try and take even number of teams to the semifinals. So anyway, so in the semifinals they bowled 4 games of Baker, and then we came to the top 5. All right, and Becky threw a nice strike, and then Evan, came back, and he left the 2 and the 5. So let's give you some scores here. So for Evan, in the first 3 games, he shot 181, 242, and 180. For Keith, he shot 222, 236, and 191. So that gave them a 1252 for the first 3 games, and he covers his spare very nicely. And then moving into the 4 games of Baker in qualifying, as a team they shot 159, 200, 215, and 244 to have a 2070 qualifying score, plus 7. And comes back with a nice strike. And in the semifinals, as a team they shot 188, 249, 213, and 180, winning 2 of their match play matches, and they tied a 3rd one. So they ended up getting 75 bonus pins to give them a 29.75 and the number 4 seed. And here we come with Austin, another nice high flush strike. And so for Rebecca and Austin, in the single matches, Rebecca shot 174, 226, 205, and Austin shot 205, 227, and 227. Together they shot 1264. Then moving into the Baker matches, they shot 204, 226, 167, 207, and for a 2068. In the semifinals, they shot 202 as Becky leaves the 6-pin. They shot 202, 161, 221, and 234, winning 2 of their match play matches for 60 additional bonus pins to have a 29.46 to be the number 5 seed. And those of you on Facebook Live, apologize for the camera movement. We had to reposition it real quick. So we'll get it stabilized here in just a second. All right, Devin comes back on lane 34 and gets another strike. So after 5 frames, the team of Gratzer and Gratzer lead 109 to 78. And Keith initially left a 9-pin on that one. The messenger came across and tomahawked it out. So that gives them 3 in a row. And we got Austin coming up here on lane 34. And again, this match goes by pretty quickly. And that one looked like it got away from him a little bit, but it recovered nicely on the back of the pattern. So that's a strike in the 6th frame. So 21 pins separate our teams right now. Being Baker double, the tide can change real quickly from being 21 pins up to being 21 pins down. So 3 frames to go, it's still anybody's match. Becky going straight up 10 board, comes in a little light. Fortunate to take out the 8-pin. She's left with the 2-pin to cover. Ball just kind of skidded on her a little bit. And for those of you that are wondering what pattern we were shooting on today, we were shooting on the Kegel Element recreational pattern called Carbon. 42-foot pattern. And good spare by Becky. So it was a 42-foot pattern, so about a foot longer than your typical house shot. Fairly similar characteristics. I'll put a graphic up here for the TV station. Oh, and nice shot there by Evan. That gives him a ham bone for his team. He's excited about it. He's pumping his fist. And just like that, they cut the lead to 11. Now 149 to 138 with Keith coming up. He pulls that one a little bit. Leaves the 3, 6, 9, 10.
Good job, John. Hey, thank you. We're on good now. Leo. See you again. Hey,
Leo, is that good?
Yeah. All right, so Keith covers his, or does not cover his spare, so that's an open in the 8th, and throws the advantage right back to the team of Gratzer and Gratzer. Ooh, that one came in a little bit light. Gets the messenger to come all the way across, but it doesn't do its job. He's left himself with a solid 10 pin. So I can checks. So I can write the price down.
I got alternate lanes in mine.
And he covers it. Merlin, Kale, Irwin. Where's Don's?
He's
Okay.
Is he driving home?
A nice shot there by Becky in the 9th frame. Good foundation frame. Evan. Ooh, solid 10 pin. That might do it for them. And Evan does cover it. And Keith gets the first strike in the 10th. And Keith punches out for a game of 212. And Austin gets the first strike in the 10th. And that makes it well, not official yet, but basically keep it on the lane and they will advance. All right, that's the second strike in the 10th. And that does make it official. So the team of Rebecca Gratzer and Austin Gratzer will move on to face the number 3 seed team of Jessica Hellmans and Tim Clemens. And they finish with a really nice game of 235. Evan Smith and Keith Beck will finish in 5th place. All right, so in your Coldwell Banker Bain, Jeff Hellman's Great Floors, Silverdale, over under doubles, the team of Rebecca Gratzer and Austin Gratzer defeat the team of Evan Smith and Keith Beck 235 to 212. All right, we're going to hand out some money for our other cashers, so hold on just a second. Yeah. All right, so in your Coldwell Banker Bang, Jeff Hellman and Great Floor Silverdales over under doubles in your first TV match. The team of Rebecca Gratzer and Austin Gratzer defeat the team of Evan Smith and Keith Beck 235 to 212. Rebecca and Austin will move on to face the number 3 seed team of Jessica Hellmans and Tim Clemens. Hold on, guys. And now for your other finishers, finishing in 8th place for $220. That's $110 each. Team of Lonnie Morris and Brian Irwin. Lonnie's already left, so we'll move on. Finishing in 7th place for $240, $120 each. Team of Bill Bachteller and Don York. And Don already left the house. And finishing in 6th place for $360, $180 each. Team of Merlin Dalkey and Tyler Hale. That's what was on the check, 180.
They gotta get the check back. Should be.
That's what.
Hey, I gotta get that.
I wrote down what you had on there. Should have been 145. Yep.
Here's one.
Okay.
Here's that one too.
So it should be 145.
Well,
That's all right. Yep. No worries.
Don't hurt yourself.
So correction to that prize fund there. It was a slip of the fingers, so they actually got the 6th place team actually got 290 or 145 each. Okay.
I'm doing okay. Hey, Jeff, when you guys fly out?
No, we're flying out for Labor Day.
She doesn't have to work for it. She
Not talking to that. You don't want me to talk. How'd you bowl?
Balled all right. I mean, I was in or near the hole, a lot of shots, just couldn't carry.
Who's your partner? Who's your partner?
Bill Brown. I mean, I left the whole back row in the first game. Yeah.
One game?
One game, whole back row.
7-10 in the ninth.
That's money.
It's called throw a better ball. Right?
I would have been like, gone home and been like, damn it, I gotta find these people. Well, I know where they're at anyways.
Yeah. What 5th place gets?
5th place is 170 apiece. That should be 340, right? Yeah.
Yep. declare scores. All right, Tim. So Jessica will throw all frames on 33. You'll throw all your frames on 34. Okay. Becky will be on 34. All right, here we go with our next match. In the Coldwell Banker Bain, Jeff Hellmans and Great Floor Silldale Open Under Doubles, we have number 5 seed Rebecca Gratzer and Austin Gratzer going up against number 3 seed Jessica Hellmans and Tim Clemens. Tim and Jessica being the higher seed, they're going to start on lane 33. So Jessica will throw all her frames on lane 33. Tim will throw all his frames on 34. And Rebecca will be on 34. And Austin will be on 33. This is our Open Under Doubles. This tournament is brought to you by Coldwell Banker Bain and Jeff Hellmans and Great Floors of Silverdale. And the 50th season of KSBO is being proudly brought to you by Lakeside Industries and 900 Global. We are at All-Star Lanes and Casino. And it is the 21st of October of 2023. And here we go with Jessica. Right up the 10 board. Comes in a little high. Leaves the 6-10. So for Jessica and Tim today, so to give a recap, the first 3 games were individual games, and then they moved into Baker doubles. So for Jessica, she shot games of 195, 211, and 202. And Tim shot 195, 203, and 247. That gave him a 1253 for the first 3, and good cover there by Jessica. So 1253 moving into the Baker doubles. As a team, they shot 200, 206, 181, and 217 to finish with a 2057 to get into the semifinals. In the semifinals, as a team, they shot 248, 215, 213, and 215, winning 1 match play match and tying a second one to get 45 bonus points to finish at 29.93 as the 3rd seed. And Rebecca comes in and leaves the 4-pin. And once again, I'd like to thank those of you tuning in on Facebook Live. We're going to try and stream every tournament this year. We'll see how we are technology-wise doing that. But it is our desire to stream every finals on Facebook. And then once I get the account squared away, we're going to transfer that video over to YouTube as well, so we can start building our YouTube library. And here we have Austin on lane 33. Comes in high on the pocket, leaves the 4-7.
Is that okay?
And Austin for his spare. And he covers it. All right, here we come with Tim Clemens coming up on lane 34. Our last tournament, Tim Clemens won the championship up at Laurel Lanes, giving him title number 18. And that puts him tied 3rd all-time in KSBO history with Mike Hansen. Only Steve Forrest and the great Shark, Lonnie Sharkey, have more tournaments, or more tournament titles, as Tim comes in and leaves the 4-7-10, or excuse me, 6-7-10. But Tim right now has the most tournament wins of any active KSBO bowler. So that's a pretty nice distinction there.
They're gone,
And Tim's giving it a run. Oh, nice pickup. Nice pickup.
Tim, the PBA's calling.
Tim showing off his little PBA patch. That's funny. That is too funny. Tim was also a member of the 49th season All-Star team, just falling short of being the bowler of the year again. Jim Monahan was the bowler of the year. Oh! And Jessica leaves the 4-7-10. Let's see if she can throw out that PBA patch and pick this one up. But Austin also, he was on the All-Star team, and he was the KSBO 49th season Rookie of the Year. So we got some good bowlers here. You'll see another one coming up here in the next match with Ryan Showalter. He was also on the All-Star team. And Jessica doesn't quite get it over there far enough. That does leave an open in the third frame. Becky came going right up to about 11 ball on that one. And it carries. Got to pick your elbows up off the table. Everything shook over here. There we go with Austin again. Comes in light. Ooh, almost leaves the dreaded 2-8-10. 8 does fall, so he's left with 2-10, a more makeable split conversion. Not easy by any stretch, but is more makeable. And Austin chops that. So that's an open in the fourth for them. All right, Tim coming up on lane 34. Going over. Wow, that was a nice shot. He went over about 22 at the arrows. So after 4 frames, right now, Hellmans and Clemens trail Gratzer and Gratzer 53-66. There's a nice strike there by Jessica. That gives them 2 in a row. And Becky's now coming up on 34. They are working on an open. Oh, got that one out just a little bit. Comes in light, but she gets the mix. That gives them a strike in the fifth. Still holding on to a slim 3-pin lead. Austin coming up on 33. His last frame, he had the nasty 2-10 split. That one comes in light, but it does carry the pocket, so that gives them 2 in a row. Now 10 stepping up on lane 34. Again, went over about 222, and nice solid strike there by Tim. That gives him a turkey going into the 7th frame. All right, Jessica's standing up on lane 33. Threw a strike last time on this lane. Going up 10 board, sit. A little high, ouch. 6, 7, 10. And she takes 2 for the team. So we got a pretty close match going on right now. 2 pins separate. But the team of Gratzer and Gratzer is working on a double. Being the Baker format, things can change on a dime. Both you and your partner have to be pretty much in sync. And Rebecca going straight up 10. High flush. And Austin's going to take a re-rack on lane 33. All right, last ball he came in a little light. The one before that he left a 210. What do we got here? Still a little light, but he gets them to mix up, and that gives them 4 in a row. And now, see, they're up by about 30 pins. So still got 2 frames left for Tim here. So Tim's going to shoot the 8th and the 10th. Over about 21. Just wanting it to slide, and it does not, leave the 3-6. Well, they could have used a strike right there. And he does cover the spare. So the best, best that they can bowl, Hellman's and Clemens, best they can bowl is 208. The team of Gratzer can shoot 246. They're on about a 220 pace. So Jessica needs this one. Needs it. Come on. And she gets it. So good foundation frame for Tim to build in on the 10th frame. Rebecca's coming up in their 9th, working on 4 in a row. Right up 10 board. Oh, stingy 7. All right, so going into the 10th frame, Gratzer and Gratzer will be leading by about 27 pins. We'll get you the final tally here in just a second. And she covers that. So going into the 10th frame, team of Gratzer and Gratzer leads the team of Hellmans and Clemens 185 to 158. So the best Austin can do if he strikes out, they shoot 225. and he gets the first strike in the 10th. So at this point right now, it's keep it on the lane, and they will advance because they got 205 right now. So 4 pins, and they will shut out the team of Hellmans and Clemens. And that will do it. Total? Okay. All right, so the team of Gratzer and Gratzer finishes with a game of 225. And they will move on to face the number 2 seed team of Frank and Ryan Showalter. Tim gave that one some room. Comes in really nice. And the team of Hellmans and Clemens finishes with a game of 206. They'll finish in 4th place and each take home a check for $185. Okay, so in the Coldwell Banker Bain, Jeff Hellmans and Great Forest Silverdale open under doubles. In the most current match, we had number 5 seed against number 3 seed, and Rebecca Gratzer and Austin Gratzer defeat Jessica Hellmans and Tim Clemens 225 to 206. So the Gratzers will move on to face the number 2 seed team of Frank and Ryan Showalter. Two balls on each lane, Ryan. Two balls on each lane, guys. 2 on each lane. 2 balls on each lane.
Someone dropped some pennies. I mean dimes. Oh, hi.
Thank you very much for all your help today.
Oh, shoot, it was nothing. Just kidding.
There's your tip. For your trouble.
I love it. I'll take it for sure.
Be interesting to see how this turns out when I get it home.
You might be able to brighten it up a tad.
Because the picture on this one doesn't look bad.
Yeah.
Picture on that one's a little dark. And it's obviously a little dark there too. I mean, when I get it into my editing software, I can lighten it
That's
up.
what I'm saying.
Yeah. But, I mean, the quality coming off this camera, I mean, is just...
Because the newer cameras, they're meant to like fix a lot of the issues with the lighting.
Yeah. Auto white balance, yeah.
Yeah. So it fixes it. This is just a
Yeah.
It's still pretty clear, though.
Still pretty clear.
It's the,
I mean, yeah, I can't complain with that.
this is a $700 handheld because it has wireless built into it, isn't it?
Oh, nice.
You can plug in a SIM card and you can have internet anywhere.
Oh, nice. All right. Michael. You have choice, Ryan?
I'll start on the left.
So your dad will be on 33?
Me on the left lane. So
Okay, so Frank needs to start on 34 then. So Rebecca, you'll be on 33. Frank, you'll start off on 34.
We gotta go out there.
Yep. If you would please. All right, here we go with our next match. We have number 5 seed Rebecca Gratzer and Austin Gratzer facing off against number 2 seed Frank Showalter and Ryan Showalter. The Showalters, being the higher seed, want the Gratzers to start on lane 33. So being a Baker format, Rebecca will bowl all of her frames on lane 33. Austin will throw his frames on lane 34. And Frank will throw his on 34. Rebecca will throw hers on 33. All right, and so we're going to start with Rebecca. Cut up on lane 34, shooting that outside shot. Over about 8 board there. Comes in light, leaves us 7. Once again, I'd like to welcome all of you tuning in on Facebook Live. Welcome, welcome. We're at All Star Lanes. This is the Coldwell Banker Bain, Jeff Hellmans, and Great Floors of Silverdale. Ooh! Open under double. Sorry about that. Yeah, so the Coldwell Banker Bain, Jeff Hellmans, and Great Floors Silverdale over under doubles. We are at All Star Lanes in Silverdale. And this is our second to the last match. We got the Gratzers versus the Showalters. And we have Frank up on lane 34, going over about 13 board, comes in nice high flush. So for Frank and Ryan today, so to recap again, the first 3 games were individual games, and then we moved into 4 games of Baker for the qualifying round, and then 4 games of Baker in the semifinal round. So in the first 3 games, Frank shot 179, 203, and 235, and Ryan went 205, 211, and finished really strong in the individual matches with a 268. In the Baker portion of the qualifying round, as Ryan comes in high flush and knocks out that 7-pin. In the Baker portion of the qualifying round, as a team, they shot 201, 190, 156, and finished strong with a 257 to get into the semifinals. And they had a score of 21.05. And we have Austin on lane 34. High flush strike. In the semifinals, Frank and Ryan shot 214, 202, 179, and 217, winning 3 of their match play matches for 90 additional bonus pins to shoot a 30.07 to be the number 2 seed. So 30.07, that was a plus 207. And Rebecca coming back up on lane 33, working on a strike. Right up 10 board, high flush. So that's 2 in a row for the team of Gratzer and Gratzer. Got Frank coming up on lane 34, working on a double.
I don't know what changed. Lead over.
Nice ball by Frank. Almost leaves the 5-pin, but it does fall. Matter of fact, I think I saw the 5, 7, 10 there for a second. But he does carry it. That gives them 3 in a row to start off the match. Oh, another high flush strike there by Ryan. That gives them a ham bone. And Austin wants to take a re-rack on lane 34.
Brian's going to drop off the hard one tonight.
Nice strike there by Austin. That gives them 3 of their own. So after 4 frames, it's a 10-pin match. Showalter and Showalter at 90. Gratzer and Gratzer at 80. And Rebecca's coming up on lane 33, working on a turkey. Oh, she pulled that one. Oh, right through the face. Lucky to only leave the 10-pin. And she covers her 10-pin nicely.
That's way too much right there.
Well, I've been having problems with my shoulder, so. But I'm not bowling now, so why the heck am I wearing it? All right, so Frank coming up on lane 34. His team working on a ham bow. Can they extend it to 5? Frank going over about 13 and flush. Widens the lead to 11 pins. Ryan coming up on 33. Can we make it a 6-pack? We have not had a 300 today. If they were to bowl a 300 in the Baker format and both are invested in the 300 pot by Lakeside Industries, they would split the pot. Oh, flush.
I'll delete their $1 marks.
I was about to ask, are they both invested?
I have to look. I'm sure they are.
Probably. All right, we got to check to see if they're both vested in the 300 pot. Oh, that one came up just a little high at the last minute for Austin. Leaves the 4 pin. And he does cover that. So that's another 9 spare. So after 6 frames, the team of Showalter and Showalter lead by 22 pins, 150 to 128. We'll go with Rebecca, right up 10 board. Oh, that was kind of a funky hit. Nevertheless, leaves yeah, it's a 9. That's the 9. So she has a 9 pin to pick up. And she does cover it. So it looks like Rebecca and Austin lost a little bit of their carry. All right, so we have a 6-pack by the Showalters. Looking for 7 in a row. Oh my goodness. He gets the pony kick on the 7. That carries it. That is 7 in a row. Now looking for number 8. Oh! And the streak stops at 7 with a stone 10.
No, keep that for me. Me and him together.
Oh, and Ryan whiffs the 10 pin. Ooh, that may make this match very interesting. So now the best the Showalters can do is 267. Gratzers can shoot 247. Oh, and that Austin's ball didn't quite recover on the back end, kind of floated on him. He is left with a 2-4-10 split. That changes the dynamic, gives it kind of right back to the shoulder. And Austin does not cover, so that is an open in the 8th frame. And so now the Showalters lead, even though both teams are on an open in 8. The Showalters lead. And nice strike there. So sorry, I was doing my math. So they were leading by 44 pins going into the 9th frame. So the best the Gratzers can do is 223. So a mark here and a mark in the 10th. And the Showalters can shut out the Gratzers. All right, good shot there by Frank. Sets up a nice 10th frame.
I can't wear mine because my follow through is great. One Gratzer, now I gotta beat another. I always hit them. That's why I always wear mine. Oh yeah. Again, everything will rock off.
Yeah, looking at the Facebook live feed. Sorry the video is so dark, guys. That is the nature of All-Star Lanes because the ceilings are black, and I didn't bring my studio lights. So yeah, sorry about that. It is what it is.
I think the Hall of Fame form is on the rules.
What's that?
The Hall of Fame form is on the rules and the
It's in the bylaws.
bylaws.
Yeah. We already have one.
It's never been voted on like public.
What do you want to put in?
Huh?
What do you want to put in?
I want my to go in.
Okay.
He ran that camera for 20 fucking years.
Yeah. All right, and the team of Showalter finished with a game of 246. And the Gratzers finished with 222. So the Gratzers will finish in 3rd place. And they'll take home a check for
It's 410 each, so or 205. Yeah,
$205 each. All right. And in just a second, we'll start our championship match. Okay, so in the Caldwell Baker Bain, Jeff Hellmans and Great Forest Silverdale open under doubles. Rebecca Gratzer and Austin Gratzer are defeated by Frank Showalter and Ryan Showalter, 246 to 222. They will move on to face your tournament leader in Paige Gratzer and Tanner Triggs. Why did they turn off the lanes? Why did they turn off the lanes? Good job.
That was all the check paper I had for the rest of the time today.
Uh-oh.
I
You serious?
printed out 3 copies. I have more over there, but I only took out some in there.
All right.
You only put them in 3, not 4. That's why.
What?
You only put them in 3, not 4. In the games? Yeah.
Paige, Tanner, 2 balls on each lane. 2 balls on each lane. What, you gonna put 3 people in?
No. I just want 2.
You're gonna put 2 people in?
Yeah?
We're only authorized, we only can do 2 a year.
I know.
Okay. Because I've already submitted 1.
Who'd you submit?
Monahan.
Yeah.
You got him?
I think. Yeah.
Did we already get it for
what
him?
he did? What he did
have it?
for.
You have it?
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure we have it.
Yeah, I've got it.
Bowling wise, I think Tom should go in before Jimmy. But Jimmy did so
Jimmy
much.
was a proprietor in the
39 years of
I know.
support for KSBO.
Well, Tom's been bowling for 30 fucking years.
Mm-hmm, I know.
He's got more titles.
He's been president for however long he's been held.
I wouldn't mind.
All right. Paige, Tanner, you guys have choice. You're going to start. So, Paige, you'll throw all your frames on 33.
Yeah.
Tanner, you'll throw all your frames on 34.
Yeah.
Frank, you'll throw all your frames on 33. Ryan, you'll throw all your frames on 34. All right, here we go. Our championship match. In the Coldwell Banker Bain, Jeff Hellman's, and Great Floor Silverdale's over under doubles. We have the number 2 seed team of Frank Showalter and Ryan Showalter facing off against your tournament leader and number 1 seed, Paige Gratzer and Tanner Triggs. Paige and Tanner being the higher qualifiers, they're going to start first. Paige, yeah, they said they wanted to start first.
Yeah, you said it bad for a second. It's all good. You got it. I know, it's late. I'm fucking
Love you, Ryan. And Paige starts off with a strike on 33. And we got Frank coming up on lane 34. Coming off a real nice win. Tugged that one just a little bit, but and sits, gets a flat 10. More money, more money.
We have 6 picks left. We can figure them all out at once.
Okay. And Frank covers his 10 pin. Now we got Ryan coming up on lane 33. Here. Thank you. Comes in light, gets them all to mix. All right, let's give you a little bit of a recap here. Well, let me read you scores first. So, Paige, Gratzer, and Tanner Triggs, your tournament leaders. They were tournament leaders pretty much all day. In the first 3 games of the qualifying, again, those were individual games. Paige, shot 248, 212, and 242. Tanner comes in high. Leaves the 3, 6, 9, 10. So we've got that sleeper 9 back there. And Tanner shot 231, 200, and 247. That gave him a 489. Or excuse me, that gave him a That gave him a 1380. Nice cover there by Tanner. Then they moved into the Baker portion of qualifying, and as a team they shot 233, 222, 236, and 172 to have a 2243 moving into the semifinals. They were the number 1 seed going into the semifinals. And in the semifinals, they shot 216, 194, 189, and 187. They won 3 of their match play matches for 90 additional bonus pins to be the number 1 seed with a 31-19. And Paige almost leaves the Greek church there. Still a nasty split with the 4, 6, 7, 9. So how did we get here? So in our first match, your number 5 seed was Rebecca Gratzer and Austin Gratzer. They defeated the number 4 seed team. Ooh. Looks like Paige stuck there a little bit. That is an open in the third. So Rebecca and Austin defeated the number 4 seed team of Evan Smith and Keith Beck, 235 to 212. Then they moved on and they defeated the third seeded team of Jessica Hellmans and Tim Clemens, 225 to 206. But in the last match, they were defeated by Frank Showalter and Ryan Showalter, 246 to 22, and now we are at the championship match. And Frank leaves the 3-6-10 to pick up for his spare there. And he chops it. So both teams have an opening in the third. However, the Showalters have a slight advantage of 4 pins, 48 to 42. Being a Baker match, the scores can change quite rapidly. Ryan up on 33. Nice strike. All right, Tanner coming up on lane 34. Ooh, nice high flush strike there by Tanner.
You're fired.
Deadwood on 33. So Paige knocked down the sponsor pin. She put it back up though, thankfully. Oh, sent that one just a little wide, but it comes in nicely. She runs that one out, pumps both of her fists. That gives them 2 in a row.
Well, you know, Tanner, you know you got to knock it over next shot, right? You got to knock it over next shot. I know. It's the other one. I promise I will.
Here we go with Frank on lane 34, working on a strike. Pulled that one just a little bit. Oh, sits high and tight. All right, Ryan coming up on lane 33, working on a double. Boom. Oh, comes in just a tad high, leaves a 4-pin. And Ryan covers his spare. We got Tanner coming up on lane 34.
Good shot, Ryan.
So once again, I'd like to give a shout out to our 50th season sponsor. So the 50th season of KSBO is being brought to you by Lakeside Industries and 900 Global, the official bowling ball sponsor of KSBO. And our tournament sponsors, Coldwell Banker Bain, Jeff Hellmans, and Great Floors of Silverdale. And Tanner throws a really nice strike there. That gives them a turkey. Now the lead is 5 pins for Showalter. Showalter, 107 to 102. However, Paige and Tanner are working on 3 in a row. So, great opportunity to take the lead here. Oh, comes up high. Nasty, nasty 4-6-7 split. And she gave it a run, but that is an open. And Frank comes in, leaves a 10 pin. So being the 50th season of KSBO, I'd like to give you some KSBO history while we're still got a little time. Frank covering his 10 pin here. Oh, hold on, and he misses it. So he gave an open frame right back to Tanner and Paige. So did you know the first KSBO tournament held at All-Star Lanes was on April 19th of 1986? This was eight months after All-Star Lanes had its grand opening. The winner of that tournament was Rob King. We didn't have an underdivision at that time. Since then, All-Star Lanes has hosted 220 KSBO tournaments. Ryan needs this strike. Boom, and solid 9. Bummer. So another little tidbit of did you know, KSBO has held a tournament in 11 different houses in Kitsap and Clallam counties over the years. All-Star, Highjoy, and Laurel, you probably all know. Most of us also remember Bremerton Lanes or West Park. And maybe even some of you remember Bay Bowl. Good cover there by Ryan. But did you know at one time we also had tournaments at Bainbridge Bowl, Port Angeles Lanes, Hallsborough Lanes, and on the Bangor and Bremerton military bases at Olympic Lanes at Bangor and the Strike Zone down in Bremerton. My, how the times have changed. Now we only have 3 houses left in the 2 counties. All right, so Tanner coming up in the 8th frame. Going over 28 arrows, comes in light, 2, 4, 5. So just a little bit of interesting history. So I'm going to try and put a little bit of KSBO history in my newsletters and on my Facebook feeds for all the tournaments. Celebrating 50 years of KSBO, bringing you scratch bowling competition to Kitsap, North Mason, Jefferson, and Clallam counties. I don't think there's any other organization in the state of Washington that's been around for 50 years. So that's a testament to the proprietors, to the board members that put these tournaments together, and to the bowlers themselves who come out each and every tournament and keep KSBO alive. So I, for one, would like to thank everybody that supports KSBO from the bottom of my heart for keeping this organization going. All right, so got Paige coming up on lane 33, coming into the 9th frame, working on a spare, leading by 2 pins, 137, 135. Oh, that looked like a really good shot. Kind of labored there just a little bit at the end, left with a 4 pin to pick up. So it looks like this match is going to come down to the 10th frame. And good cover there by Paige.
Should have knocked the pin over, Paige. Paige, should have knocked the pin over.
All right, Frank coming up in the 9th frame. Really could use a strike here. Gets it out just a little bit, comes up. Ooh, bam, strike. That's clutch. That's clutch right there. So Ryan steps up in the 10th frame. If he strikes out,
Good shot, Frank.
they can shoot 205. The Showalters can. The best Paige and Tanner can do is 196. Gotta have it. Oh! First strike in the 10th. Needs another strike right here. Strike and count will shut him out. Oh, nice shot there by Ryan as he pumps the fist because he knows what the score is. Now, they're giving hugs. I'm not saying that Ryan would throw it in the gutter, but
Even if he did.
well, no, they can. Tanner and Paige can shoot 196. So, for Ryan and Frank, 1 to secure a tie, 2 to secure a win. And it's all 10. That does secure the title. So Frank Showalter and Ryan Showalter shut out Paige Gratzer and Tanner Triggs. They are your 2023 Coldwell Banker Bain Jeff Hellman's Great Floors Silverdale Open Under Doubles champions. And I don't have the total off the top of my head, Ryan. I don't have the total off the top of my head. Title number. You know, title number 3.
Single, double, and quad.
And for Ryan, this is title number 3. So we need a score correction. Yeah, we need a score correction. And we need the 2-8. And Frank, is this your first open title? Okay, so it's title number 2 then. Okay, so for Frank, this is team title number 2. And for Ryan, this is KSBO title number 3. So congratulations to Frank and Ryan Showalter. So Paige and Tanner will finish in second place.
Second place is 610. 305. First place is 550.
They'll take home checks for $305 each. And your champions, how much? It's $550 each. We'll take home a check for $550 each. So a pretty nice payday. All right. So congratulations to our champions. For those of you on Facebook, hang out. We'll be handing out some checks here real quick. All right, so in your championship match, Frank Showalter and Ryan Showalter defeat Paige Gratzer and Tanner Triggs 205 to 184 to win the 2023 Coldwell Banker Bain Jeff Hellman's Great Floors of Silverdale Open Under Doubles. That's a mouthful. Fifth place, fourth place.
Stephanie.
I don't think they would ever fit together.
No.
What's that?
Would ever have a father-son win a doubles in KSBO?
Only
don't
first
I'd have-
siblings I can think of are Lonnie and Stephanie.
I would have to look at the records.
Because you and Ryan or Casey have all been too
Right,
high.
right. And we would never win. I
I
won
re-
with Spencer, but that was it.
I will have to look at the records, and if that's the case, it will be in my newsletter. So those of you listening on Facebook Live, this may be our first father-son title. I'll have to look at the KSBO historical records because I don't have that information right off the top of my head. But it may be. Third, fourth, third, second. First. Thank you, sir. Jeff?
Yep.
All right, so presenting checks today is Jeff Hellmans from Coldwell Banker Bain, our sponsor, one of our sponsors of the tournament.
Sometimes you think that's a soft shell.
So finishing in fifth place for $340, that's $170 each, Evan Smith and Keith Beck. And all of you stay up there, please. Where's Keith? Get out there. Finishing in fourth place for $370, $185 each, Jessica Hellmans and Tim Clemens. You're in the picture, man. Finishing in third place for $410, $205 each, Rebecca Gratzer and Austin Gratzer. Finishing in second place for $610, $305 each, Paige Gratzer and Tanner Triggs. And your tournament champions of the 2003 Coldwell Banker Bain, Jeff Hellmans, and Great Floors Silverdale over under doubles for $1,100. That's $550 each. Frank Showalter and Ryan Showalter. For Frank, this is title number 2. For Ryan, this is title number 3. Just saying. All right, ready? All right. All of you sign both pins, please. Both pins. Frank, Ryan.
Are you just going to take them back from me?
Yeah, but I want to get a picture.
Oh, yeah.
Frank, I want to get a picture.
We're just going to take a picture and then give them back.
Yeah, so well, I gotta put your names in them. I always like to get the All-Star in there. You're good right there. Damn, look happy, Frank.
I'm happy. No idea. Right on. Thanks, Leo.
Congratulations.
Like I said,
Congratulations.
when I hit my hip and flagged that 10 pin, I thought the whole fucking tournament was gone. On my backswing, I went like this and I hit my fucking...
Well, don't do that.
Oh, no shit.
Sign off on the mic.
All right, well, that's going to do it for another edition of KSBO Presents. We thank you for tuning in, especially those of you on Facebook Live. Our next tournament is the KSBO 17th Annual Quad Swifts at Highjoy Bowl. So get those entries in. I do have reserve a spot on Facebook. Get those entries in as soon as we can so we can verify your averages. Until then, this is Leo Finari Jr. of Party Foul Productions for the KSBO Board of Directors